Luke chapter 23, verse 46, final words of Jesus as he says, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. Have you thought about it? Jesus is dying, and as he's dying, he's giving his last sayings, his last words. And what we've come to understand is that on a deathbed, kind of deathbed conversations, those are things to really pay attention to. People begin to say things that matter at those moments. And what Jesus says is, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. At the end of his days, he says what he said actually throughout his entire days. Jesus says at the end of his life what he said at the beginning of his life. At the beginning of his life, he communicates that he is to be about the business of his Father. We see him in 12 years old in the temple debating scribes and Pharisees. And when his parents find him, they say, what are you doing? He says, why are you looking for me? Don't you know I should be about the things of my Father? He repeatedly through his life demonstrates. In fact, the Gospel of John has this motif of dissension and ascension, that he comes from his Father and he's going back to his Father. And he communicates throughout his time that he says what he hears his Father says. He does what he sees his Father do. Jesus maintains this incredible connection. And so at the end of his day, when he says, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit, it's because he's lived that way. Here's the thought. The way Jesus lived and the reason why he was successful is because he never got away from being dependent upon his Father. He never graduated to a point that he no longer needed the presence and the sustaining power of his Father. What I suggest to you is that these words of Jesus are how we are to live. That if we're going to be successful, we've got to remember that the way we start is the way we stay. That because God starts this work in us and we find ourselves early dependent upon him and recognizing that without him we can do nothing. Without him we are incapable. Without him we have no wisdom, no insight, no discernment, no strength, no capacity, no ability. That we need Jesus. All of us understand that in our beginning days. Well, I encourage us to never get away from that throughout our days. So that at the end of our times we can eagerly and earnestly and simply say, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. With this confidence, the God who's been with us won't leave us. Because all of us, at some point or another, will have a cross. We'll have a cross to bear. And the only way we can successfully do that is to stay connected to the Father who started us.